Hello, and welcome to another installation of Whiskey Reviews. I'm your host, Spirit Singh. Last we left off, well, my last video, I tried to do one video back home when I went, and as you can imagine, I wanted to do a lot of reviews, but with the family over for Christmas and New Year's and family in general, I was not able to do any reviews. So went 2 weeks of no whiskey reviews, but rest assured, tons of whiskey drinking. The downside is that a lot of my scotch is still back home. I try to bring back some. I brought some Lafroig, some of the bourbons I had as well. So I don't have too much, but I'll be making a trip. So what I'm gonna do is, my plan was to go home, bring and do a review on a lot of the scotches. But what I'm gonna end up doing is probably having to bring them over here, my work location, and review them here. So with that, we'll review Four Roses single barrel. Now my whiskey reviews, I have started work again, so figured I'd continue it just as a hobby, just keep me entertained. I started this as I got a parental leave for 30 days, so I started reviewing whiskeys every day. And now that my work started again, I'm gonna continue reviewing whiskeys. So, Four Roses, I bought this sometime last year, and it's the one I have is single barrel Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Distilled and aged by Four Roses Distillery LLC, Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. It's bottled at 50% alcohol by volume. It lists, barrel number 42 4W. As you can see, I've drank quite a bit of it. No indication, just I happened to drink a lot of it. And it was not expensive. It was probably like $30, I think somewhere around that, so very affordable for your every now and then drinker. My reviewing method is the same. This time, hopefully you can see my entire body. The last time I did a review back home, I didn't check where I took a little camera. I like the quality of the little camera as opposed to the bigger DSLR video. The little camera, it does what it needs to, but you can't see yourself. And part of my head got chopped off, but the interesting part, or the more important part, the whiskey and the bottle were still visible. My method is I left this in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the freezer, so I could drink it neat. Same as every time. It gives glass is a little cloudy, but color is your standard whiskey color. A little darker, medium gold. On the nose, definitely not flat like some of the other ones we tried. Some of the other bourbons that I've tried, they tend to be, for me at least, from the scotches that I like, the bourbons I feel are a little flat on the nose, a little sweet, a little tangy, corn on the tip. This one is pretty much right there. It does have the fragrance. It's not flat though, it has a fragrance to it. Not much else on the nose. Smells like just any other regular whiskey, bourbon. On the taste, it is a little bit strong. Should have left it in the freezer for a little bit. Nice finish. Burns. Thoroughly enjoyable. So, very nice going in. Tons of flavor coming out. And as with any 50%, you'd expect a little bit of burn, but just tons of that barrel, the bourbon character, the oak barrels, it's just all there. It's probably now the thing I'm contemplating is yeah, it's really good, but is it better than the Angel's Envy? Or is it as good as Angel's Envy? I'd say it's about, I'd say it's a good bourbon. 89 comes to mind. Kind of all bunched in that high 80s. Let me take a little sip. Not even. Difficult. Between 89 and 91. We'll give it a 90. Very enjoyable. You know, that there's a little spiciness there somewhere. Now, one of the things, cloves, maybe a hint of cinnamon, no honey. Put it in there, get the right terms, but it feels a little oakier. Feels a little oakier than all the other bourbons I've tried. So I'd say it's right there with Elijah Craig in terms of a little bit of oakiness to it. I'm starting to like it a lot. It's like it's a different type of bourbon. And as you can tell, I've drank a lot of it. Never really sat down and really put my mind into it. One of the really good things I've put in my other video is bourbons are great. Put them in the freezer. They come out thick, syrupy. But if you put your standard shot, but put like maybe a fourth of a shot of St. George Spice Pear liqueur. It's a brandy, and it's just all around delicious. It's about I want to say about $33. But man, just put a dash of it. Every one of your whiskeys is solid. I don't want to classify it, call it a cinnamon or anything like that. I should probably have a review just for that. It's that good. And then fill it with ice, whatever you want. But you want to drink it neat, you can, because it's about 20% alcohol on that one. So it brings down the alcohol content. So maybe 1/4 part spice pear liqueur, 3/4 part any of your favorite bourbons. I'll leave it in the freezer and you can sip on it all night. That concludes this review. 90 points, 4 roses. Another public service announcement. Since I started driving back, going to work, it's not a big drive, it's a small drive, but I get, people here drive a lot better. I will say that. I'll go home, Houston people just do not know the concept of driving. And I think I can explain why. I was sitting down, and here people are, here in San Antonio, I like the driving. Every now and then you'll run into an idiot. But for the most part, it's good to drive here, right? It's very friendly people, smallish town. And I've maybe you can sit down and think about this. So I was thinking, who are these people and why do they drive like that? Well, it's simple. I went to school, right? There were idiots in class that just didn't care. And there were people that wanted to cheat. There were people that just didn't care about school at all. And I graduated top 5% of my class. So you figure, let's just say 95%. 95% of the people are below where I graduated. That means, let's just say a good 70%, 60%, 50%. 50% are idiots, right? Those are the idiots on the road. So when you're driving next time, think about it. Are you, you're what, 1 in 20 people, right? 1 in 20 people 19 are gonna be dumber than you, yeah, you're gonna see them on the road. You wanna go at 50%, 10-10, there's a lot of idiots driving. So think about it that way. Just bad people, just on the road, cut people off, turning on. One thing I will say about San Antonio driving is people are unintentionally bad at driving, and I don't take that against them. If you know you're driving bad and you still cut in front of people or cut in a line or whatever, force your way into an entry, you're a bad driver, right? Unintentionally, you forgot, give your signal, you get in a lane, that's acceptable. Slowing down, kind of lost, you see a lot of that here. People are kind of lost in the neighborhood, kind of dark, can't see, slowing down, hitting their brakes, that's also acceptable, right? So next time you drive, just think about it. Put yourself where you were in high school. And if you're better than 50% of the class, you're driving with idiots around on the road, probably the bottom 50%. All right, that concludes this review. And until next time, I'll slow it down. I won't probably do one every day, but maybe one every other day or every third day. That concludes, what is this, number 13? Until next time, bye-bye.